We have seen 100-degree days on repeat. Why it's happening is not so easy to explain.
So we know it's us, and we also know that it's preventable.
Talking just climate change isn't the whole picture. You asked, and then RTD asked for some patience. Now we have the All-Star Game light rail schedule, and it is not for the last call partiers. What happens when a long-winded legal process takes on a drug epidemic? Well, the problem itself morphs and then takes on new life. And a backyard dig turns up treasures.
This is a really significant site because no one's ever excavated here.
The finds in Golden that date back to the 1800s. That's next. License plates or the lack thereof. It's one of the topics we have received the most feedback about during the pandemic. Temporary tags from 2020, out-of-state plates, and why are drivers not paying to register their car in Colorado? Marshall Zollinger found out that there's actually little incentive to do that, and the governor just vetoed a solution to change it.
They're easy to spot while driving without taking your eyes off the road. Just ask Jim Hucks.
It's kind of become a contest for, what's the most expired temp I can find on the road?
We introduced you to Hucks last year when we talked about license plates that used to identify what county you live in. Today, they identify how you're skirting the system of paying to register your car.
It's July 2021 and you see in April 2020 and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I should take a picture of that. It's cool, but it's unfortunate.
It turns out there is no DMV penalty for being late in turning your temporary registration into a permanent license plate. There is no DMV penalty waiting years to convert your out-of-state plate into a Colorado registered car.
How many people are upset about the California or the Texas or the Pennsylvania license plate driving through their neighborhood that, people know they've lived there for 2 years and they just never register their vehicle because right now there's no incentive to.
Republican Representative Colin Larson teamed with Democratic Representative Alex Valdez.
It's about fairness.
To pass a bill that would add late fees and back taxes to people who drive like this. If they pay, that would lower some of the registration fees we all pay.
This is a really great opportunity for the people of Colorado to save on registration fees in the future just by having everybody participate in that system.
Our intention with this was to collect money that is frankly owed the state anyway.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis vetoed that bill because it could bring in too much money, possibly triggering a Tabor refund back to residents. The refund would not come from the new registration money, but rather the general fund, which pays for areas like education.
It adds more money where it should be coming from, but it also takes away from expenditures elsewhere like schools and things like that. So it's really complicated.
So for now, there is still no DMV penalty for driving like this.
Get with it. We all have to register our cars.
It doesn't make sense on face value. We get it vetoed because, oh, God forbid people should get a Tabor refund. I just think it's bizarre. That's this job, I guess.
I am in Colorado. This car has a Maryland license plate, which is registered through August of 2022. So it's great for Maryland. They're getting the money for this car for Maryland roads, but it's driving on Colorado's roads. That's something this bill would have addressed. Once the person who owns this car lives here 90 days, they have to register or they pay back fees, and that, as you heard that in the story. But Anusha, I want to reiterate, just because the DMV doesn't penalize you, you could get ticketed by Public Works. If you get pulled over by police, you could get cited for having an expired tag. But other than that, there's no incentive to do it on time with the DMV.
Yeah, maybe the person who owns that car is watching this and then they'll start making that change. Marshall, this might be just a chance for some of us to also just talk to some of our friends who've moved to Colorado recently.
Tell your friends to register their vehicle, if only for the selfish reason that if they bring this bill back next year, which they might, it could lower a portion of our fees. So when you look at what you pay in vehicle registration, there's a portion for all of us that could go down if everyone starts paying their fair share.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Marshall. Appreciate it. Well, late this afternoon, Colorado Governor Jared Polis put an end to our state's health emergency for COVID-19. He rescinded all previous executive orders issued due to COVID-19. He then signed a new executive order that's focused on recovery. He did release a statement that said in part, quote, "Our economy is roaring back and we are taking the next bold steps to ensure that Colorado is building back stronger than before." There are productive debates about the COVID vaccine, and then there are comments that are simply just doing the opposite. Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert said that President Biden is deploying his, quote, needle Nazis to Mesa County and that people living in her district are smart enough to make their own decisions without coercion. It is important to ask questions, to educate ourselves about the vaccines throughout this entire process. But comparing federal employees to Nazis is crossing a line, and it's unfortunately a line that's been crossed before. The Anti-Defamation League tweeted that they have asked politicians and public officials repeatedly to stop trivializing the Holocaust, saying that doing so is only insulting and denigrating the memories of all those lost. Mesa County officials have acknowledged that they are working to get more people vaccinated. They are actively working to get those numbers up in their county. They also told us today that they are running their own vaccination efforts locally. If you are in and around Boulder, they are planning COVID vaccine clinics there for the next 6 weeks. Clinics are going to be at the main branch of the Boulder Public Library. This is every Sunday and Monday afternoon, starting this Sunday, the 11th. The clinics are offering J&J or Pfizer doses. All ages are welcome. Just remember that Pfizer is the only vaccine approved for kids who are 12 and older. Spanish interpreters will also be at each clinic. The legal system is by no means fast, and here's how that's playing out when taking on a drug epidemic. A settlement was announced today to hold Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family accountable in the opioid epidemic. It took years to get to this point. The crisis in all of that time, though, did not stand still. It ended up morphing. Here's some perspective to consider. In the last decade, before the first lawsuits were filed, things were changing. People went from having a so-called single drug of choice to overdosing and dying with multiple drugs in their system. So what happened? People started mixing and matching drugs to get the desired effect, not just to get high, but to survive the day without withdrawals. There have also been changes. Doctors re-educated themselves about who should get opioids. Laws changed to limit how many pills a person gets for acute pain in Colorado, which hopefully saves people from addiction in the future. But those already in the throes of it and couldn't find pills turned to heroin, counterfeit pills that can also be laced with fentanyl. And while there's a debate if the settlement is big enough, this is not meant to diminish it. Money is money that will help with education and prevention. And the fact is, a lot of addiction starts with leftover opioids. And the legal action is meant to hold the people who kept the crisis alive, well, and lucrative accountable. The details of the settlement do still need to be approved. Right now, it's adding up to around $4.3 billion, with around at least $50 million coming to Colorado. The Sacklers will also be permanently banned from the opioid business, and Purdue Pharma will be sold or wound down by the end of 2024. So you asked us earlier this week, what's going on with RTD's schedule during All-Star Week? Steve asked on Monday. RTD said, please give us a little bit of time and patience. Well, we do have the new schedule, and if you need a ride on the light rail, do not plan on staying out till last call. On game day, Tuesday, July 13th, the latest train is going to be leaving Union Station at 12:30 a.m. That's for the A line. Other lines that crisscross the metro area are leaving anywhere from 11 p.m. to 12:15 a.m. Remember that masks are still required on public transportation. That is regardless of your vaccination status. RTD says it will also be adding cars to regularly scheduled trips to help out with those larger crowds. They also ask people, please be civil if they do have to wait. So one of the most normal things about the All-Star Games is anticipating those big crowds. From there, though, when it comes to preps, things are taking a turn. Restaurants and downtown businesses are preparing for an influx of visitors without the usual faces that they're used to seeing on game days.
No, there's a big lack of office employees who would typically on game days or whatnot be just coming out of the office early to go to a bar and catch a couple of innings before they head home. And we don't have that right now. And I don't know in the foreseeable future when we will have that.
Chef Frank Bonanno is the creator of Bonanno Concepts. They own the Denver Milk Market, a whole bunch of other restaurants. We've talked before here on the show about not having enough staff at some of our restaurants. And the general manager for Denver Milk Market is just hoping for a little bit of neighborly help. Literally, she is recruiting people from her apartment complex to come work. And they're also working to hire more people to help out for All-Star Weekend. Triple digits in parts of Colorado again. It's time for a conversation about the relationship between climate change and extremes.
We periodically, as scientists, have to update our definition of normal, and that's because normal is continuously changing.
And a question about red rocks and what happens in a very specific spot off the stage. That's next. Colorado has a new firefighting tool and it has been busy. We're talking about a large air tanker under contract with the state for at least the next year. The new 4-engine tanker is going to be based out of Jeffco, and Colorado is going to have exclusive control over its missions. And the day the contract started, the tanker flew to western Colorado where fires had already started. The state fire chief says in its 2 weeks in existence here, the tanker has already responded to 19 missions. But what about the global super tanker? Anytime we have a wildfire here, we hear questions from all of you. What's going on with the converted 747? Here's the thing, though. The giant air tanker never actually worked a fire in Colorado, and it's not even in firefighting service anymore. And for something that's so big, it's surprisingly hard to pin down where it went. The tanker reportedly went up for sale earlier this year, and a company called National Air Cargo Group now owns it. We asked the group for more details on the sale and the tanker's future, and of course, we'll let you know when we hear back. When Michelle asked about a really weird air quality reading in the Cole neighborhood earlier this week, Marshall literally just went out and started looking for the sensor and had no luck on the job. The company that owns the device, Purple Air, told us today, well, that's because it was inside. A spokesperson for Purple Air told us that some users are preferring to keep their sensors indoors. And if it's inside, users can either mark it private so that it doesn't show up on the map like Michelle sent us, or the sensor is going to be marked with a black outline signaling it's an indoor reading. Purple Air says users will typically make indoor sensors public if it's an office building, some kind of communal space, but said it's really done on a case-by-case basis.
Was a hot one today. 102 officially out at DIA. We didn't quite make it to that record high of 103, but it felt like it. Take a look at some of our 100-degree stats. Okay, so today makes it our 99th 100-degree plus reading in all of Denver's climate records. 149 years. Wild, right? It was also our 4th 100-degree day just so far this year. Typically, on average, we only see one 100-degree day throughout a year's time. 106 in Ray, 99 in Sterling, some 90s around Kremling through Eagle, Meeker, Steamboat 2, and 104 in Grand Junction. Tonight, we do have a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly up in the mountains. A couple trying to get going around parts of the metro area through the foothills. They'll just bring us some gusty winds. Really, not a lot of rain. Tonight, a really mild evening for us as overnight lows only fall to the 60s here in eastern Colorado. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, a few clouds out there. Those move out, and then here we go. A couple more thunderstorms for your Friday evening. They shouldn't last long. Some gusty winds, and then they're out of here. It is going to be another hot day. One more hot day with highs in the upper 90s and triple digits for many of us here in eastern Colorado. 70s, 80s up to the mountains. But relief is on the way. The weekend arrives. A cold front does too. And the 80s have never looked so good. The 90s, though, are back next week, Anusha, along with a few storms.
All right. Always good to see you in person, Danielle.
You
so
too.
Exciting. Thanks for that. So, like we were just talking about, if it feels like we're seeing those 100-degree days on repeat, that's because we are. But it's not super simple to explain exactly why. Climate change is a part of it, but a professor at CU Boulder says that we can't blame specific events on climate change, that it's more of an all-encompassing thing.
What's challenging about extreme events like heat waves and climate change is that it is challenging to pin any individual event to climate change. But what we do know is that climate change loads the dice for extreme events to happen. What we say is it shifts the probability of extreme events like heat waves and floods and extreme hurricanes and so on to happen.
Winter is no exception in all of this either. Karnauskas says the idea of climate change making things warmer is just too simple of an explanation.
Some of the way that climate change will actually rear its head in a local climate like ours is actually more extreme events either way, and that would include more extreme blizzards, cold snaps, and heat waves in the summer. It's more complicated than just it gets warmer all year long, which some could argue isn't that bad in the winter, but it will still be more extreme, and we can expect more of those events in the winter as well.
Okay, let's get to a little bit of good news in all of this. Karnauskas says that there is not some mythical point of no return on climate change. He actually said that if humans focus on moving away from burning fossil fuels, things can start to turn around. Old will become new at a historic house in Golden.
We are taking a look at archaeology that has occurred over the last 150 years of the life of the Astor House.
But not before experts finish their digging. And the most Colorado thing we saw today comes courtesy of Steve Stager's day on the golf course, and we are not talking about his golf swing. Tonight's next question comes from a viewer named Ian. When he goes to concerts at Red Rocks, he's always curious what the two small elevated buildings are on either side of the stage. Ian's thinking it's probably something boring like storage units used by DIA for all of their Illuminati paraphernalia. Yes, Ian, but you're off. Everyone knows DIA stores their Illuminati items in Lucifer. Red Rocks, however, told us those two stone towers were originally built back in 1959 for stage lighting. They're not really needed for today's shows since the hanging lights are used above the stage and on temporary roofs. The towers are really more historical and architectural pieces at this point. So what questions do you have? Whatever they are, we will get to the bottom of it. Just email us or reach out to us on social media. It has been a boarding house and a hotel, a museum, and now it's a source of treasures and an excavation site for the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. The Astor House in Golden will start a new chapter soon, but only after this dig is done.
There's some great historic buildings here in Golden. This is a great opportunity to see a snapshot of a long history. We are on the last day of our excavations. We've been here for 3 weeks excavating in the backyard of the Astor House. This one. My name's Amy Gillespie. That one there. I'm one of the 2 project managers here at the Astor House Community Archaeology Project at the Astor House in Golden, Colorado. This is a really significant site because no one's ever excavated here. So this is the first time that we are able to go in, take a look at some questions regarding the history of the Astor House, if there have been building events here that match up with historic documents and records. And also it's significant because it'll tell us about the life of people that lived in Golden or traveled through Golden in the second half of the 1800s and all of the 1900s.
Okay, we've got some plates and servingware with maker's marks. very delicate shell button. This nickel that has the date of 1867.
The first day, believe it or not, a late Qing Dynasty Chinese coin came up.
This projectile point, it's about 3,000 years old, so quite unique to find something like this.
Yeah. Personally, my hope is that people have a new view of archaeology. It's great to be able to share with the community just the importance of our past and what community means and how that can be used in a variety of ways.
Well, that story is thanks to our ever-talented photojournalist, Corky Scholl. Many of the items that were found during the excavation will be on display at the Golden History Museum. The most Colorado thing we have seen today is a reminder that sometimes nature can be ironic. Stevie on the TV went golfing today. That is not the ironic part, you guys. While he was mid-game, a bear decided to cool off in the water. Steve says this is the first bear he has seen in the wild in his 8 years in Colorado. The ironic part, he was golfing at Bear Dance Golf Club. Wasn't distracted, he just got back to the game, asked for your advice on his golf swing.